Hey friends, welcome back to Garden Girl Studio. If you're new here, I'm Lauren, artist, designer, and longtime plant lover. Around here, we celebrate cozy hobbies from sewing and embroidery to small business life, and now, gardening. This is my dad, aka Garden Dad, and he's joining the channel with a brand new weekly segment where he's sharing beginner-friendly garden tips. I grew up helping my parents in their garden before going to Cornell University to study plant science. After that, I worked in the horticulture industry for nearly a decade. So while I mostly design these days, my love of plants has never left. So you'll definitely see me popping in to share my own gardening tips too. This new segment is all about making gardening easy and accessible, whether you are a total beginner or if you're just looking for new inspiration. This is what I love about this channel, fostering cozy creative hobbies and sharing life at the studio. So grab your gloves, your coffee, and let's dig in. I would love for you to give Garden Dad a warm welcome in the comments. Share if you're excited for this new segment on the channel. Without further ado, I'm gonna let Garden Dad take it from here with his first weekly video.
Hi, welcome to Garden Dad. Some of you might remember me from a video I did last year with Lauren showing you how to use a tool magnet and a spare curtain rod to easily hang wall quilts. Well, today I'm starting a blog on home gardening. This is going to be directed towards beginner gardening, but quite frankly, some of the things I talk about, advanced and intermediate gardeners might pick up some good tips. Gardening is for everybody. Hopefully, some of you who might be thinking about gardening will be exposed to some of these thoughts that I share with you and are going to give it a try. It's not about perfection. It's about growing some produce that you can enjoy. Everybody has different reasons for wanting to start gardening. In our case, we wanted pesticide-free and herbicide-free produce. We wanted to be able to save money because vegetables have gotten so expensive in the grocery store. We do a lot of freezing and cold storage. So throughout the year, I'll be showing you pictures of potatoes that I have in cold storage, or butternut squash that I have in cold storage, or delicata squash that I put in the freezer. These are all things that you could do as well. Another reason why we like to garden is I get exercise. I love my carbs, so I need to do a little exercise. I'd much rather be out gardening than churning away on a treadmill at the fitness center. Finally, gardening is relaxing for me. I'm out getting my hands dirty, listening to nature, listening to the birds chirping. Sometimes you hear kids giggling 1 or 2 yards over, having fun and playing. It's just a good way to get away from the stress and problems in life. One question is, how do I find the time to garden? Well, first let me share with you that there are a couple times when you might need to spend several hours in the garden, preparing your beds, harvesting. Maybe planting day might take you a couple hours, but generally, gardening only takes up maybe an hour or two at a time, maybe once a week. If you're in your garden twice a week for 2 hours at a time, you're going to have a beautiful garden. I'm not out there that often. I might get out once a week, once every other week, and I'm only out there an hour at a time trying to pull up some weeds. So it doesn't take that much time with the exception of the beginning of the season and the end of the season. So with that, how do you really find the time? Well, first of all, because I use gardening for my exercise, I spend much less time at the fitness center. Okay? I try to minimize my screen time. I don't spend as much time on social media. I don't spend as much time watching TV. I don't spend as much time watching sports on TV. And finally, what I'll do, and I'll cover these techniques with you, is there's different things I'll share with you to help you save time as part of your gardening activities. I'll show you about soaker hoses so that you turn on a soaker hose, go back into the house and do whatever you have to do and come back 2 hours later and turn it off, versus having a hose and sprinkling each individual plant one at a time. That takes a lot of time. I'll show you about plastic sheeting and row covers to suppress weeds. I'll show you how to grow cover crops, to develop green manure fertilizer to replenish the soil, and B, to suppress weeds from germinating. And I'll show you how I use carpeting to keep weeds down in my paths. So what can you expect on this channel? I'm going to take you through a full garden cycle throughout the summer. I'm going to talk about seed selection, bed preparation, planting, harvesting, and all the end of season activities in terms of maintenance. I'm also going to talk about storage. We like to freeze and cold storage. Some of you may can. I don't do that kind of thing, so you won't really hear about canning from me. But we're going to go through a full garden cycle. And remember, you do you. You don't have to do everything I say here. There's no perfection necessary in gardening. You just want to grow some plants and have something good to eat that you know you grew. So next time we get together, we're going to talk about some tools you might need, some low-cost ways to obtain those tools, seed selection, seed companies, and even garden clothing that you might want to start to collect. Remember, gardening is for everybody. You don't need to have a green thumb. You just need a willingness to try. You don't need a lot of space. We'll be talking about container gardening and vertical gardening. It's something you ought to consider trying. It's a good time. It's a great stress relief, and you get some product you can eat. It's nice. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions, things you want to hear about, please drop a comment. In the meantime, please be kind to everybody. Please smile and have a great day every day.